No more waiting.
All eyes were on the Carolina Panthers for draft night.
A new face of the franchise for Carolina. Hear from quarterback Bryce Young as he takes on the weight of the team.
Lots of excitement from fans here in Charlotte while they say the Panthers got the right guy.
All that rain headed our way. Not just rain, but we could see severe storms for Friday afternoon.
A loaded gun found at a middle school today. A parent shares her concern.
Because we don't teach the kids the right and the wrong.
And a former gang member helps guide young people back on the right path. WFMY News 2 at 11 starts right now.
The final piece of the Panthers puzzle now in place. Carolina got their guy, taking Bryce Young with the first overall pick.
It completes an offseason overhaul. The team brought in a new coach, new players, and tried to energize a fan base desperate for a winning team.
We have team coverage tonight from Charlotte to Kansas City, breaking down why the Panthers chose Young and reaction from fans. Let's begin with WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson.
This is what you dream about if you're a football player, hearing your name called in the NFL draft. That dream came true tonight for Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. I spoke with him moments after the Carolina Panthers took him with the #1 pick. Bryce, I know your dad is a mental health specialist. He's helped you control your breathing in big moments. How was that tonight, controlling your breathing when the Panthers called?
Yeah, you know, it's a surreal moment. Seeing Charlotte pop up on your phone, you know, seeing that area code really, you know, it's crazy. And then being able to talk to everyone up there was a huge honor. You know, it's, you know, you get to live your dream out, and you know, I'm going to enjoy it for tonight. I know that, again, I'm drafted to do a job, and I'm super excited to get to work and to start that process. But you know, right now I'm trying to be in the moment, and it's surreal.
You publicly talked about basketball and how much you love basketball and you would play if you were taller. How satisfying is it in this moment to be drafted #1 overall in the NFL?
It's a blessing. You know, just being able to be in the NFL in general, it's a huge honor. It's a dream come true, and you know, something I definitely don't take lightly. So you know, I want to do everything I can to focus on what I can do and put myself in the best situation to try to help the team and try to help the team accomplish those goals.
What's the first thing you're going to do in Charlotte once you're settled in?
First thing to do in Charlotte is, once they give me the playbook, go back to the quarterback room and start memorizing it.
Thanks, Bryce. The NFL draft still going on right behind me here in Kansas City. Meantime, Bryce Young, he's probably somewhere soaking up this special moment. We'll hear more from him coming up in sports.
Oh, great time there. Bank of America Stadium just erupted when the commissioner announced the pick. Jalen, you talked to a few fans after Bryce Young became a Panther. Looks like everyone is pretty excited.
Yes, Sydney, this is the moment that Panthers fans have been waiting years for. They finally got their franchise quarterback as Bryce Young is making his way to the Queen City. And here at Bank of America Stadium, you could ask any of the fans, and they'll tell you, they all seem to agree that Bryce Young is the guy they want under center for years to come. Now, this video we're about to show you here is how the Panthers faithful lit up when Bryce Young's name was called, and some of the Panthers' biggest fans were in attendance to show their support for the new face of the franchise.
We are lit.
We
finally got our
QB1. Let's go. Baby, we got a quarterback. Keep pounding. Roll Tide.
That's all we want is wins. Bryce is a leader. He's going to command the locker room. He's going to take charge, and we're going to get the wins and head to the playoffs.
And then the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
And then we're going to Disneyland.
But the Panthers fans weren't the only one elated with tonight's pick. GM Scott Fitterer told us that the Panthers knew Bryce Young was their guy after the 2021 season wrapped up.
Throughout the process, he checked every box that we had. You know, we tested him, we talked to him, we had dinner with him, and just every time we met with him, we felt more and more convicted. And we liked all the guys, but Bryce was a guy that we really felt strongly about.
And coming up in sports tonight in a few minutes, we'll have more sound from the Panthers management about tonight's #1 overall pick, Bryce Young.
A very exciting night for Panther Nation. Jalen, thank you. Bryce Young is expected to be in Charlotte tomorrow to scope out his new home turf. For all things Panthers, stick with WFMY News 2, your official home of the Carolina Panthers.
A Greensboro native is waiting to hear his name called. Dudley alum Hendon Hooker, one of the top quarterbacks in this draft class. Yeah, here's a live look at his family's watch party over there in Summerfield. Lots of anxious people in that room. The former Tennessee Volunteer is coming off a major knee injury, but should be ready for the upcoming NFL season. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep you posted as he waits for a childhood dream to come true.
Get ready for another soggy start to the weekend. Check out the radar. Lots of rain on the way right now and tomorrow. We got to get over to our chief meteorologist, Tim Buckley here. Tim, it sounds like this time around we'll at least get one day that's mostly dry this weekend.
Yeah, Chad, we'll have to take what is given to us, that's for sure. So there is a bright side, but right now the rain we've been talking about all week, it's coming down hard, and we're going to see this only get harder throughout the nighttime hours. Let me show you the latest live radar across the Carolinas. I know it looks like this is about to end, not too far away, but the rain will continue to form and even intensify, getting a little bit harder overnight tonight. We're seeing it kind of form these heavier bands that we were expecting. Right now sitting over Winston-Salem, over to High Point and Kernersville. So what do you need to worry about tomorrow? Honestly, most of this is falling while we are asleep. 4 a.m., super heavy. This might wake you up. There could be a rumble of thunder, but take a look. By 8:30 in the morning, almost all that rain is gone. But it's not the full story for Friday. We're dry through the midday. It's nice for lunchtime, but take a look. Some of these storms that will pop up between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m., a couple of them could be severe with damaging wind gusts and hail. I want you to keep an eye out and have your News 2 app fired up and keep checking back with us. We will keep you informed. Again, heavy rain ends early in the morning. You get a nice midday for your Friday, but that late afternoon could throw a couple surprises our way with those strong and severe storms. Calm for a high is 70 degrees tomorrow. Of course, you can hold me to that. Stick around. We'll talk about the weekend next. Which data do your plans outside?
Can you believe it? We have to tell you about another gun found at a triad school. This time it was a middle school. Rockingham County Schools says it found a student with a loaded gun.
WFMY News 2's Hannah Jeffrey spoke with a mom who says she's grateful the district acted quickly.
It's the message
Well, it was on Facebook.
no parent wants to get.
Well, like a parent, you get scared.
Sophia Mosquera learned police found a loaded gun at her son's middle school.
I was not worried too much because I know what kind of stuff we have in Reidsville.
Rockingham County Schools says an 8th grader brought the gun and ammunition to Reidsville Middle School.
We're seeing an increase in our students bringing weapons to school or others. We have to address that, and we're doing that as aggressively and as quickly as we can.
Because of the increase, Superintendent Dr. John Stover says they're trying to add a detection system to their existing safety measures.
So we're looking at cutting edge systems so that we can be ahead of the game, and we want to deploy those as quickly as we are able to in a manner that makes sense for our system and for our students.
Stover says schools already have door locking systems and cameras both inside and on buses.
That's the first thing I think about when I get up, and the last thing I think about as I go to sleep. It's our number one job in the district is to keep our kids safe.
As more weapons continue to show up on campuses everywhere, parents are holding on to their faith, hopeful that something will change.
We need to pray for the kids. We need to pray for the staff, for the school, and teach the kids, what is right and what is wrong.
The district says school administration got a tip from a student that there was a gun on campus. Superintendent Stover praised the student for seeing something and saying something. The 8th grader involved has been suspended. Stover says middle school staff met this afternoon to talk about and prepare for tomorrow. They'll have counselors and a crisis team on campus to make sure the kids are okay.
Hannah, thank you. Guns have popped up in several school districts this year. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has found a student with a gun 5 times. The district has randomly used metal detectors at high schools. In Guilford County, the district has touchless body scanners at all high schools. GCS has caught 3 students with guns this school year.
A Greensboro grandmother could face the death penalty if she's convicted in a deadly child abuse case. We learned disturbing new details in court today. Investigators say Ruby Thomas pushed her 2-year-old granddaughter down the stairs because the child was messing with an aquarium. The toddler had dozens of bruises along with broken bones. Police charged Thomas with murder and intentional child abuse. Investigators say Thomas also abused the child's 5-year-old brother. Local child advocates say tragedies like this happen far too often. Family Service of the Piedmont says everyone needs to look for warning signs.
Of course it's devastating and it's hard, especially as a mother. It's very emotional for me, but I think it also makes me want to push even harder to get into some, even preschools, you know, talking to them about doing body checks on the kids that they see when they come in the mornings and just reminding people of how important their roles are as caregivers.
The county provides free services to families trying to escape abusive homes.
New tonight, law enforcement offered a larger reward to help solve a Greensboro cold case. You can now get up to $30,000 if you help find who killed Jeremy Bailey more than a decade ago. The governor's office chipped in $25 grand today. Officers found Bailey dead inside his home in 2012. Investigators say someone busted in through the back door and ransacked his apartment. Police don't know how many suspects they're looking for. Bailey was just 24 years old.
We learned tonight a Triad school will play a baseball game in honor of one of its players who died last night. South Stokes High announced the plans for its game against Elkin next Monday. The schools will collect donations for the family of Blake Hughes. He died in a car crash on the way to his game last night. We asked Highway Patrol this afternoon for more details about the crash. Troopers could only share that the crash occurred on Highway 8 near Walnut Cove.
A Triad road shut down tonight and won't reopen until next year. The city of Winston-Salem closed part of Betharpa Road a few hours ago. It says the culvert under the road is crumbling. The city closed a road between Old Town Road and Edgebrook Drive. 2 apartments sit at the end of roads that can only be accessed through the stretch of the street. The city says it will have a soft closure at the intersection so people can get to their homes.
Excitement is building in Danville as Caesars constructs a huge casino and resort. For now, they can look ahead to the opening of a temporary casino in just a couple of weeks. It's one step forward for a project that's years in the making. The city mayor told us today council spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to revamp the area. He says the casino will be a perfect fit.
It's a lot of excitement because a lot of people from out of our community has moved into our community. They're very excited about downtown. You look behind me, you got Mead's Burger restaurants. Downtown is revived again, and we're real excited about it.
The city expects the permanent casino to open late next year.
A Winston-Salem man knows the consequences of making the wrong decision. He spent time in a gang and in prison. He shares the lessons he's teaching others to avoid the same mistakes. That's next.